Hello there, hope everybody's doing good. Today we're going to solve question number 1 from May-June 2022, paper 2-1. I'll try to upload more often until your exams for the upcoming session. But today we're just going to solve question number 1, which is worth 20 marks, and that's 20% of your paper. Okay, let's begin. Knuckle is a trader. He buys and sells goods on credit. He buys most of his supplies from one supplier, Nadia, who allows Nukul a trade discount of 20%. Now, always clarify the relationship. Nukul is a trader, buys and sells. Okay. He buys most of his supplies. So in this case, Nadia is the supplier. Okay. Always clarify that relationship. You can't have your question all over the place. You need to clarify what's going on. Nadia allows Nicole a trade discount of 20%. Should know how that's treated. Okay. The following transactions took place in January 2022. 2nd January, it's information for the month. Let's just jump to the requirement. Prepare the purchases journal for 2022. Total the journal and indicate the ledger account to which the total will be posted. Fine. So what goes into a purchase journal? What do you record? You record your credit purchases. Fine. You list all your credit purchases in a purchases journal. It's one of your books of prime entries. So a payment, first one is a payment. That's not recorded in the journals, it's recorded in the cash book. But let's see what it says. Paid $441 by check to Nadia, being Knuckle. We are Knuckle, right? From that perspective, we paid $441 by check to Nadia in settlement of $450. Now that seems like a trade discount of $9. Oh, sorry, did I say trade discount? A cash discount. That's a cash discount of $9. How do I know? I know that because it's a settlement of 450, but 441 is being accepted. So 9 is obviously a discount, right? So it clears Nadia's account by 450 just by paying 441. You don't have to pay the 9, and it's still, you don't have to pay the rest of the debt. The point is $9 is cash discount. Bought goods on credit from Nadia. List price 350. Now list price is the original price, no discounts taken out yet. So you will have to remove the trade discount within your journal because it does not go further. Your trade discount does not appear in the double entry records. So after the journals, we make ledger accounts, trade discount doesn't go there. It is deducted over here. It's deducted in the invoice, and it may be deducted, it may be shown in front of us in the purchase journal. So if I go back up on January 12th, you have to write the dates. Dates are really important in your syllabus. 2022, January 12th. Okay, bought goods on credit from Nadia. What do we put in purchase journal? We say Nadia. That's enough. Okay, credit purchases from Nadia, list price 350. So you may write 350 here and then 20% trade discount. Please write completely. Don't write like me. I'm just trying to save some time. Trade discount will be deducted. How much? 20% of 350. That's $70. And in the final column, you write that 350 minus 70. The net figure, the net amount, will be considered as the sale. I mean the purchase, because we are purchasing. So that's considered the purchase from Nadia. This is the amount we'll take further from here. Okay, we remove the trade discount. Further from here, it's a 280 we will take. Okay, a little bit of a mistake there. Fine. I will try to speed up, okay? Don't worry. I'm going kind of slow, but I'm going to speed up. Promise. Bought goods on credit from Nadia, done. Returned faulty goods to Nadia. Now that's going to go into purchase returns as we guessed. Why not make this simultaneously, right? So we just dealt with this one. Return faulty goods to Nadia. List price 80. So we go down. 2022, January 12th. No, 14th. Yeah, 14th. On 12th, we bought some goods. 14th, we're returning to Nadia. And the list price again is 80, but if while purchasing the discount was deducted, while returned the discount will also be deducted. 20% trade discount. Please write complete, no short forms, okay? Trade discount fully. Gonna take away 20%. 0.2 times 80 is 16. Take away 16. 80 minus 16 is 64. Okay, fine. Bought goods on credit from Nadia again on 18th. Don't have to write the month and everything again. Bought goods on credit from Nadia, list price 80, list price 400. Again, we say Nadia 400 and 20% trade discount will be 80. And 40 minus 80 would be 320. Next. Sold goods on credit 800. It's irrelevant. Bought goods on credit from Sophie. Now, be slightly careful. It doesn't say anything about this being a list price. It just says we bought goods on credit for $60 from Sophie. It hasn't specifically mentioned that that's the list price. It just says that's the deal, right? We bought it for $60. It's only the arrangement with Nadia, right? So this 20% arrangement is made with Nadia. You have to remember that trade discount is not a general policy. It depends on who your supplier is. It doesn't apply to all your suppliers. One of your suppliers may give you a 10% trade discount while the other may give you a 20% or maybe none, right? So a trade discount may not be applicable everywhere. So we bought goods on credit, $60 from Sophie on 29th, right? Sophie, and we just write the amount, $60. Return goods to Sophie on 30th. For $9. Okay. A very simple question, really. Okay, that's the opening balance. Probably they will ask us to make a Nadia account later on. We'll deal with that. What else do we need? We need to total the journal and indicate the ledger to which the total will be posted. Fine. Let's add it up. 280 plus 320 plus 60 be 660. And that purchase journal total will go to which ledger account? Transferred to purchases account. Please do not write short forms. You cannot just say AC for account. You have to write the full thing. Transferred to purchases account. Next, this one, 64 plus 9 is 73. And you say transferred to purchases returns account. Now again, can you do this? No, you cannot. You cannot do this, guys. You have to write purchases returns account in full. Keep that in mind, okay? Next. Prepare the account for Nadia for January 2022 as it would appear in the books of Nakul. Okay. So we start with the opening balance of 450, because that's what it says on 1st January. That's what is owed to Nadia. So in this case, the perspective of Nakul, the customer is Nakul, and Nadia is the supplier. Now, logically speaking, if Nakul owes Nadia as a customer, he has to pay Nadia. Nadia is a liability for Nakul. It's a trade payable. Can we say that? Of course we can say that. It's a trade payable, isn't it? So it will start with the credit balance. The balance brought down will be credit by how much? By 450. 450. Very good. What's the date? 2022, January 1st. Okay. Next, we made a payment. Now, when we make a payment to our supplier, what's going to happen? Bank credit, and that supplier's account would be debit. How much did we pay Nadia? Please go back and check. It's 441. That went out of her bank. So Nadia debit, bank credit. What's the date? 2022, January 1st. Isn't it? That happened on, no, that happened on January 2nd. We'll fix that. January 2nd. And don't forget, now it gives an impression that 9 is still unpaid. But the reality is that 9 was forgiven. Nadia gave us a discount. She said, no need to pay the 9. So it's considered as a discount. In this case, received. From Nukul's perspective, okay? Fine. Discount received, remember, is also an income. So in the discount received account, it's going to be credit. When incomes are earned, they're credited. So discount received, credit. Nadia, debit. We're good so far. Next, we will record anything related to Nadia. Remember, Nadia is a payable for us. And when we are purchasing more and more and more from Nadia, what's going to happen is our liability will increase. And when liability increases, the liability account is credited. Listen carefully, right? So purchase on credit, purchase on credit will increase liability, isn't it? Under which account? Under Nadia. In this case, Nadia, the liability is increasing. And when liabilities increase, we credit the account. Basically, we credit the liability account. So in this case, Nadia, the liability is increasing. As we're purchasing more from her, we need to pay her more in the future. It's going to be 280 and then 320. Let's take it step by step. On January 12th, it's going to be 280. You know where's the double entry? Purchases. Can you imagine purchase account debit, Nadia account credit? There was another purchase later on of, if you notice, I'm taking the final amounts. I'm not taking 350 and 400. I'm taking the 280 and 320. Okay. All right. What else happened with Nadia? So we returned some of the goods on January 14th. Now remember, this reduces liability. When liabilities go down, when trade payables go down, they'll be debited. Okay? Remember that. Trade payables going down, liability going down, you debit the liability account. So in this case, we will debit Nadia's account by 64. That means we don't have to pay her anymore, right? We don't have to pay that to her anymore because we returned the purchases. The purchases were returned. Of course, on the purchase returned account, on the other hand, we can actually say purchase returns, right? purchase returns. Fine. When did that happen? On the 14th. Okay. Are we done yet? Yes. Everything related to Nadia is put down there. So now we just have to close the account, bring down the balance on 1st February. It's a common thing. Please don't tell me you don't know how to do this and your exams are in 1 month, less than that actually. So let's just quickly wrap it up. 450 plus 64 is 514. So this side is 514 and the other side is 450 plus 280 plus 320. That's 1050, 1050, 1050 goes there, 1050 goes there. On the smaller side, or basically the difference, 514, 536 goes on the smaller side. Call that balance carried down. Balance carried down. And that's your balance brought down. Of course, it's just a repeated working. There's nothing to learn there. January 30 or 31st, just the last date basically. And that's your February 1st, 2022. Wow, easy 6 marks, I think. Complete the table by placing a tick to show where each item is shown on the statement of financial position. Now that actually is a joke, right? For someone who's studied the basics of accounting, that's a joke. That's a laughing matter, right? Trade payables is of course a current liability and bank overdraft is the same. That should make you laugh, right? If it doesn't, then it's a cause of concern. Like you can't take this seriously. This is a joke of a question, isn't it? It's 2 marks. It's a gift. Nukul has a bank overdraft and would like to reduce it. So that's a problem. Has a bank overdraft, fine. He's considering paying his suppliers later than he currently does in order to help him reduce his bank overdraft. Fine, so that's his strategy. Okay. Advise Nukul whether or not he should take longer to pay his suppliers. Now in this video and in the upcoming ones, I will show you the mark scheme answer as well. But before I show you the mark scheme answer, I want you to think of a couple of advantages, a couple of disadvantages of this suggestion or this idea, and then we'll have a small discussion and then I'll reveal the mark scheme answers. So let's have a look. Ultimately, I would say it's a bad idea. That would be my judgment, the ultimate judgment. It's a bad idea because that just doesn't seem clearly is not a good idea. You're not going to pay your suppliers and kill your relationships with them just because you have a bank overdraft. Like that's just doesn't add up. That's not the right way to do it. So speaking of advantages first, because just let's get that out of the way. What might be an advantage? Well, the advantage would be that he will get rid of the overdraft, right? He will pay the suppliers later, so he will have he will have more cash available to pay for the bank overdraft. In this way, he will also avoid any interest because bank overdraft comes with heavy interest. He will avoid paying those heavy interest on bank overdraft. Fine. We already have a couple of points, right? Point number 1, he will be able to pay for the bank overdraft, and basically have a nice credit history, good relations with the bank, not running into any problems, right? And save on the interest as well. But on the other hand, more importantly, by not paying the supplier, he will deteriorate or let's say damage a relationship with suppliers. The suppliers may deny further supplies on credit. It will also lead to, let's say, bad reputation. The whole market knows that this guy doesn't pay the suppliers, and so suppliers will be reluctant to supply you further, right? And that is, that may lead to business failure. What are you going to do ultimately? You don't have supplies. How would you sell further, right? It's going to put you into more trouble. So there are better ways to deal with bank overdraft than to not pay suppliers. And for that reason, we think it's a bad idea. He should not take longer to pay his suppliers. I forgot to mention paying earlier to the suppliers will also give us some discounts. cash discounts, isn't it? So um, what I will do is I'll just copy paste the mark scheme answers here. Okay, choosing the same color. Okay, there. So a quick look at this, and then we will stop the recording. Please give this a nice look. Would delay the outflow of cash. That's an advantage, right? And so we can reduce overdraft, may reduce bank overdraft charges. Exactly. Overdraft charges may be higher than cash discounts offered by suppliers. So what they're saying is overdraft is much more expensive than getting the cash discounts. You get it? What they're saying is overdraft charges may be too much. May lose the cash discount allowed by Nadia or the supplier. So any supplier basically. Nadia or other suppliers may charge interest on late payments, may stop supplying, damage relationship, and so on. There may be better. Exactly, that's what we mentioned. There should be better methods. If you're struggling financially, get a loan or something, right? Don't pay your suppliers late, isn't it? So please leave in the comments how you feel about this video. I would love to see your feedback and wish you all the best for your exams.